Hi, this is Vicki with Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome back to our learning session on transportation. So, did your little ones enjoy playing the red light, green light game? How did the memory game go? Well, this week we have some funs with cars, sorting, and playing with rockets, like those that go to the moon. Let's get started. Well, in the I Stink book, the garbage truck collects the garbage and then puts it in on a barge to be sorted. We love this idea of sorting and being that your children are so good at grouping, we thought we could load your dump truck with little pieces of things, right? Maybe they're little letters, or maybe they're Unifix cubes, or maybe they're things that you find around. The nice thing is they can be sorted by any kind of group, whether it's colors or shape or letters, anything can be done. So we thought we would create a dump truck that can be assembled to allow you to have items that could be dumped. But before we work on this, your little one can decorate the dump truck using paint, crayons, or markers. I love this one. It turned out so cute. You see the little people in it? So darling. Well, let me show you how to put your dump truck together. The dump truck can be assembled to allow items to actually be dumped. And when I got my dump truck, mine looked like this. The front had the egg cartons of the pieces upside down on the front, and the back piece was rubber band together. Well, you can take your rubber band off and then turn the top piece over, which is going to end up looking like this. And then what we want to do is put make the dump truck using the pipe cleaners to allow the dumping of the truck. So you could tape the two pipe cleaners onto the back part that actually dumps, and then tape them onto the bottom part to allow it to actually work. And it should look like this. Once my taping's done, my dump truck looked like that. How fun. Well, now all you got to do is figure out what you're going to put in the dump truck and dump. I know, kind of exciting, huh? Well, this is activity number 6, and these are straw rockets. In your box, you're going to find a couple of printables and straws in the bag. You want to cut your rockets out and then decorate them. I think crayons and markers work really good. And then you want to cut out the little triangular piece and create the pocket that is open at the bottom where um, the the straw is actually going to go. And then you can cut your straws in half if you like, and then put the straw in the pocket and blow, and you'll get a lift off. If you find it doesn't go too much, try blowing harder and then check your pocket to see if it's sealed on 3 sides. Well, let's work on to our next activity, which is can you sink it? This is activity number 7. We have provided this great boat made of plastic Sunday bowl. And building a boat that flows may be a little bit hard for your learners, so we thought we'd start out with one that would. But I did make one out of foil that worked really well, and you can see the little child working with it. Um, you can try to make a boat, but really our main purpose here is to try to sink the boat. So, what do you have to put in the boat to get it to take on water? We did ours in a little tub and put enough water so it floated. And then we just started adding things. We tried rocks and coins and cars. And honestly, it was so fun to try to figure out what would actually make it sink. We also found that we were able to decorate our little plastic boat with markers in case you want to name your boat. Well, our last activity is activity number 8. Now, I think most of our learners would love to make their cars go faster. Um, well, all you really need to do that, though, is a piece of cardboard, a cardboard tube, and to make an inclined plane, and boom, your cars are going as fast as lightning. In your bag, you're going to have everything you need to explore what happens next when you play with cars and ramps. And you should also get out your tools for measuring, maybe some string or your non-conventional measuring device that came with your teachers to see how far they go. Well, first you're going to want to stack some books or cereal boxes. You want to put the ramp on top of those boxes and then put the cars through the ramps. You can use a string to measure how far it went. You can use your phone timer to measure how fast it went. It's a great time to ask questions about the learner to ask them to predict the results. You can ask questions like, do you think it'll go faster? How far do you think it'll go? And then they can actually test those predictions. And on the next round, you can ask questions about what would happen in the opposite way. What about making it go slower or not as far? I am sure that your child will have a great time. There's something like having a racing speedway in your home. We would love some video on this. But before I leave you, I want to give you some hints on ways to kind of attach those planes. Here are some ideas for creating that fast ramp. First, you're going to want to cut a slit up at the top of the tubing, and then you're going to want to attach it with tape onto the side of a shoebox or maybe even a set of stairs. And then you want to put your guys through the hole and then let them slide out. We hope that your cars go really fast. Enjoy.